Hello, Gojo. Hello. Welcome to a sleep-deprived stream. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm utterly exhausted. My brain is like going circles or going nowhere. I am a sleep-deprived cat. Yeah. I just want to find a sunbeam to curl up in. But it's dark outside. The thumbnail reminds me of a blobfish. Oh, one of those guys. Aren't they like blobfish underwater? Yeah, they look kind of normal. Though they still look kind of derpy, but it's when they're above ground they look very strange, like this. I guess they're like spineless or whatever. They're blobs. Damaged blobfish. Yeah, right, because of the pressure or something. They need the high pressure of the deep ocean to like stay intact or something. It acts like a, well, like an environmental skin of sorts, like pressing it all together. Probably, yeah. I don't know. I'm just guesstimating. A fascinating creature. There's also like the, what are those called? Kurzgesagt made a video on those. Was it sunfish? Sunfish. These guys. They can just get eaten like this and then swim around being perfectly fine. Crazy animals. They're so stupid. They have like no thoughts at all. The dumbest animal. Ooh, you watched them too? Yeah, I love Kurzgesagt. I like their art style as well. Some of their videos have such like high production, even though like the art style is so basic. I see you did a test, but that probably didn't work, did it? Because I don't think I managed to fix the YouTube emotes. I just got home as well, so I haven't had like time to actually configure anything else. They chose to eat literally the least nutritious food available. Aren't they like, didn't they eat like planktons and like microscopic sea creatures and stuff like that? I think I remember, yeah, plankton. So they're like miniature whales. Because whales eat plankton, right? What does a whale eat? Krill, plankton, fish, and squid. Squid feels kind of strange. Deep sea squid. Some of them are so freaky. I don't know, I don't like squids. They're cool. Don't get me wrong, they're cool. But there's something like so utterly alien about them that's like kind of unnerving to me. I don't know. They feel like, I don't know, they feel like a Eldritch DLC for the Earth game. Like they don't really fit somehow. What was the fish with a little light attached called? The anglerfish. You're thinking of the anglerfish because it's like an angler or a fisherman with its little bobbing fishing rod. What's the difference between a fisherman and an angler? Is an angler someone who doesn't use like more advanced fishing equipment? Angler definition. A person who fishes with a rod and line, okay. I think even an NPC in Terraria is called the Angler or something. And he gives you fishing quests. Anglerfishes are cool. Yeah, I loved the anglerfish scene in Finding Nemo. When I watched that the first time. It was so cool. And terrifying. The distraction continues. Damn it! Damn it! We're talking about fish. Though, I'm not too fast. I'm so tired. I need my brain to slowly activate again. And talking about fishes. Pretty neat. We actually had like a tiny aquarium growing up. Like a tiny one. With small, I don't know what they're called, but I think they're called like neon fishes. Neon fishes. Fishes. Yeah, neon tetra, right. These guys. They're very tiny. But they're pretty cool. We only had like the aquarium for a short while. It's not really fun to have an aquarium. It's like exciting in the beginning. But it was pretty cool to like, I don't know, eat breakfast and watch the fishes swim around. That was pretty relaxing. Oh, and we also had, what are those called? The aquarium algae eating fish. Algae. These guys. I don't know what they're called though. They like sit on the on the glass like this and then eat all the algae. Algae. How do you even say that? Algae. Definition. Do we have? We don't have a. Okay, whatever. You know what else is cool? Ice. Ice. Ice, as in frozen water. Cool facts about ice. Ooh, there's 16 different types of ice. I mean, isn't it all like frozen water? I guess it could be frozen water in like different configurations somehow. Oh, I didn't even... Oh my god. That joke went straight over my head. I said I'm sleep deprived, but man, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I even wrote cool facts about ice. Man, all those dad jokes. You sure you don't have a kid? Fun fact, ice is a mineral. Is it because it has a like a crystalline structure? Is that why you'd be able to classify it as a mineral? Crystallized structure, stable melting point, and some other things. I feel like that's mostly semantics though, isn't it? I mean, no one is actually gonna call like ice a mineral, are they? Is ice a mineral or only technically a mineral? Okay, so man-made ice is not a mineral because it's not naturally occurring. Interesting. So, criteria for being a mineral: naturally occurring, solid, inorganic, defined chemical composition, ordered atomic arrangement, crystalline structure. That was a lot more requirements than I even thought there'd be. I mean, it says solid here, but isn't that like pretty self-explanatory if it's in an ordered atomical arrangement? Like when it's a crystalline structure, because there's no crystalline structures that are liquid, are they? Can crystalline. Oh, it's two L's. Structures be anything but solid. Ooh, liquid crystals. It even won the Mineral of the Year award a few years ago, I think. I feel like it should have gotten the first Mineral of the Year award. But maybe they didn't even consider it a crystalline or a mineral back then. Mineral of the Year award. Who even gives those awards? That sounds like such a specific award. They exhibit ordered properties like molecular alignment, but can flow like a liquid. Liquid crystals. Crystalline solids. This is the most common understanding of a crystal, where atoms, ions, and molecules are arranged in a highly ordered, repeating three-dimensional pattern. Polycrystalline solids. They're made of many small, randomly oriented crystals. Crystallites. Amorphous solids. These materials, like glass, lack a long-range ordered structure and are sometimes called supercooled liquids. How can glass be called a supercooled liquid? Or maybe I might see how that makes sense, though it's a stretch in my opinion. So liquid. Oh my god, that's an LCD screen. It's literally made of liquid crystals. Liquid crystal display, isn't it? Like an LCD is a liquid crystal. Does an LCD contain liquid crystals? Yes. How they work. When an electric current is applied, the liquid crystals align themselves in a way that either allows or blocks light from passing through the filters. Oh, so that's how they work. So that's all they do, basically. And that's why they're like backlit. So an LCD display is backlit, and then the like LCD cells, or whatever you call it, either blocks the white light from behind or lets it through, and that's how it colors the backlights to produce images. That's interesting. I never even thought of that. Fascinating. Great distraction. Excellent distraction. Display technology is pretty interesting, in my opinion. The great distraction of 2025. Yup. When it's almost the end of 2020, end of 2025. This year has flown by, hasn't it? At least for me. It feels like it was 2024, like half a year ago. Pretty crazy. Do you have like something you're looking forward to at the end of the year? Like, I don't know, maybe a big Christmas celebration or New Year's, or I don't know, maybe something after New Year's you're looking forward to? I'm waiting for my 500 grams of uranium from Santa. Damn. Damn. I do wonder if you'll get your Christmas present at the end then, because Santa can't obviously like spread radioactive materials all over the world. So he'll probably like drop it off, maybe with a day's delay or something. So don't be discouraged if you don't get it like on Christmas Eve. You'll wake up on Christmas Day and find some uranium in your socks, but you won't notice until like a couple of weeks later when you start having some issues. No. Damn, Santa's merciless. My family is located pretty far away in outside of the country, so we have like a meeting with them at Christmas. Oh, a family reunion. Well, that's always nice. Christmas is for family. Sneaky radiation sickness. Yeah, exactly. Well, Santa needs to power his flying sled somehow. He has a whole lot of uranium. And I mean, ooh. Do you think Santa is Russian? Because he obviously needs like access to radioactive materials to power his flying sled or his UFO. And he's usually clad in like very heavy clothes or thick clothes, and he's always like pictured with snow. So I feel like the climate has to be very cool. We might be onto something. The Russian Santa Claus. Do Russians even celebrate Christmas? I think it feels like they do, but I've never actually double checked that. Do Russians celebrate Christmas? Yes. Wait, what? Primarily on January 7th? What? Which is when the Russian Orthodox Church observes the holiday based on the Julian calendar. Oh, so they have a different calendar. Okay, the main festivity... Wait, gift giving and main festivities is though associated with New Year's Eve. So okay. It's mostly for family then on January 7th. Huh. Great Russia. Mother Russia sends you presents. Presents. He just leaves you a note. Psykopliat. Imagine meeting Santa in like Counter-Strike. He's just your average dude there. I mean, he has to do something in like the summer months. I feel like he's probably playing Escape from Tarkov or like Counter-Strike with the boys. I'm gonna try to focus for a minute. What was the last thing we did? I think we ran it and it produced some gibberish. Oh, it was the multi-attention head. We made the AI into a Hydra. That was the last thing we did. Hail Hydra. We learned in school that Santa lives in Laponia. No scam, source, trust me, bro. Bro, what, bro? What's Laponia? Hello, Amanda. Good to see you too. Welcome. Welcome. I'm talking about Santa Claus and fish with Gojo. I attempt to focus for a second, but I'm so sleep deprived I can't focus for the life of me. So annoying. We're discussing if Santa is Russian or not. What did you say, Gojo? Laponia. What's Laponia? Is that a geographic area? Ooh, Laponia World Heritage Site in Swedish Lapland. Oh! Okay. Northernmost Sweden. Ooh. We have snowman. No Santa Claus though. Is that actually classified as a World Heritage Site? I had no idea. No idea. What do you think, Amanda? Where do you think like Santa's from? If you had to guess. My guess is like Russia. Because he needs like uranium to power his UFO or his flying sled. And it's always pictured in snow and with warm clothes. They should classify asbestos as World Heritage. I mean, it's certainly had like it certainly had like a big impact on the world, though not a very positive one, has it? Asbestos snow. I wonder if they ever like used asbestos as like fake snow to ski on? Did they? Asbestos fake snow skiing? Do you spell skiing with 2 eyes? Okay, so it's used in Hollywood films and household Christmas decorations. Oh, so they even used them like at home. 1930s and 50s. Okay, so they never use it for skiing though. I mean, it's probably better to simply use a snow cannon for that. Looks like you're from the North Pole for sure. I mean, it could be from like, what's it called? Svalbard. It's not Svalbard, is it? Svalbard. Bard. Maybe from Svalbard. Because that's like the, I think it's the most northern part that's actually inhabited, is it? Wait, where are we? Svalbard here. And it's the North Pole. I guess like the very top of Greenland might. But I don't think like there are actually people living here in Greenland. There might be like the odd house, but there's like Queen Elizabeth Islands. I didn't even know this part existed. Greenland and Iceland are perfectly named. Yeah. They must have gotten them confused. There are like theories that people like from like Scandinavia, like Vikings, were supposed to like go to Iceland, but they happened to land in Greenland, so they called wait, they were supposed to go to Iceland, yeah, but they happened to land here, but they still kept calling Greenland because that's what they actually call Iceland, and then vice versa. But this naming sense stuck instead. But we'll never know. We'll never know. It is weird though that like Greenland is Denmark. Like you never think like Denmark owns this or whatever. So the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. That's pretty cool. I mean, even the design, it looks very futuristic. Very doomsday. Very on point, on theme. Those who know what? Am I out of the loop or something? Greenland population. I've never searched this. It's estimated to be around 57,000. And majority living along the southwestern coast. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but there are probably like almost like tribes of people living in Greenland, like fishing and like living in like igloos and stuff like that, but they're so isolated that like no one cares. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the case, at least. Different emojis. Wait. The first one is different. Can I? They look the same to me. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I should have a screenshot. Alright. Oh wait, now I see what you mean. In the overlay. That is weird. What happens if I copy this? Wait, I can probably paste it into... They show up as skulls here though. Man, there's so many issues to get the overlay working correctly. Why can't there be like some standardization made? Like all the emojis or emotes, whatever you want to call them, they are standardized with like a specific text symbol, and that's universal across all devices, all operating systems, all languages. Please and thank you. That would make things so much easier. Do you see it? I don't saw when... Oh, here we have the... Yeah, that one. It's... like the first one looks like a normal skull, and the next one looks like almost like ghosts. I don't know why. Weird. Weird. Well, at least it shows up. That's something. At least it shows up. Alright. I drink some more tea, hopefully, to get the caffeine. That wasn't tea and caffeine. Weird. We can't even see like the whole message. Oh, but that's probably because you don't have any spaces between each symbol. And there's like a limit on how much like you could write. Because like you don't want to have someone like type in like this infinitely and then spamming that, because that would like take up the whole chat. So that's probably why you can't see all of them. Multi-head attention. That was the last thing we did. And then we ran it, and then we got something up. That's true. Let's do another run. Simply because it's nice, and to see that it's still working. So we're activating the virtual environment, and then we're running Python master file pipe. And it's gonna train for 10,000 steps. And the only thing it knows is this. It's all it knows. And all it's training on. It should be able to like repeat this text infinitely, because I mean that's all it knows, but for some reason it doesn't do that. I don't know why. It gets stuck like on phrases. It learns some things, like it learns brain, Ilding, what's Ilding? Building, Ilding. And I mean, these are pretty close in the sentence as well. A brain, Ilding. It probably associated the dot somehow with the B. Or the I, maybe. And that's why it's so confused. I still think it's crazy that it doesn't make a more coherent sentence. I see. Fascinating. Do you still like do Python stuff, or have you like taken a break from your own Python project? Or I guess you were supposed to start a new project perhaps, but have you done that? Okay, so this is a rock solid run. The loss dropped this incredibly low. You four-eyed monster, our Hydra AI has successfully memorized the tiny dataset. The repetitive text is expected. It's just cycling through the pattern it knows best. Oh, is it because we don't have any temperature? Or the temperature is too low on the model? Is that why we're getting such repeats? break, but experimented a little. Your goal was to build a text game, right? Or have you like changed your mind and want to do something else? Now let's get back to that missing piece I mentioned while the code was running. Right now your model does this. Attention, I found these related tokens, communication, output, here is the result, prediction. It lacks a step in the middle to digest that information. We need a layer that looks at each token individually and processes its new features. Do you know the name of the standard neural network layer that is just a simple connection of neurons? Often y equals mx plus b. We usually stack them together with a non-linearity, like ReLU, in between to create a thinking block. A text game. Okay, so that's still the plan. Do you have like some thoughts on like the direction of the text game, like the story of it? Because like the story is obviously like pretty important in a text game. If you don't like just want to mess around with the mechanics and actually want to create a text game. Because that's like literally all there is to a text game. It's the story and the interactability of it. Didn't think about it much. No. That's alright. I was just curious if you had like any ideas or something. I kind of do want to like, I don't know. The more like I'm learning about AI, like the more I want to like get back into game development. Though not like text game development, but more like... Well, I don't have anything against text games, but like not straight up Python is in that case, like more maybe via Godot or... I mean, Unity has fallen so far behind. It's such a disappointment. It felt like they had all the foundations to rival Unreal Engine 5, but they fell short on so many things, and then there was the monetization issues and all that they wanted, like, they got too greedy and wanted all the people who developed games on their platform to pay like a percentage of their game earnings to them. I don't know what you mean by the check marks. Oh, you do. Are you literally playing 3 in a row in the chat? Where are you placing your X? Place me in the top left. Let's answer this question here. No, I don't know. Because I don't know whatever they call this one. Obviously bottom middle. Okay, so no problem. That is exactly why we are here. The layer is called a feed-forward network, FFN, or sometimes a multi-layer perceptron. Perceptron? Slash MLP. The thinking layer. Here is the mental model, attention communication. The tokens look at each other and gather information. I see that token A is a subject and token B is a verb. Feed forward computation. Each token takes that new information and thinks about it individually. Oh, if A is a subject and B is a verb, that means this sentence is a sentence about action. To the how do you call it? Second row, third column. You forgot to place yours, but I guess it doesn't make any difference. We're still at a standstill, whatever you call it. Oh my god, what's that called? At an impasse. We're still at an impasse. It's still a draw, yeah. Exactly, a draw. Ha. I don't know, I feel like you can only lose on tic-tac-toe by making a mistake. Good game. Yeah. I feel like you can't like... It doesn't feel like you can't win... It doesn't feel like you can win by actually being good at tic-tac-toe. You can only win by the other person messing up. That's the only way it feels like. I really had to use 102% of my brain power. Yeah, I had to like overclock my brain because I'm running on fumes. Absolute fumes. Cool music, by the way. Oh, thank you. The random shit. Okay, no, I need to focus. Hopefully that will make my brain stop lagging, because that's how it works. Here's the mental model. Attention, communication. The token looks at the other... Okay, I already read all that. The architecture. The standard feed-forward network in a transformer is very specific. It usually expands the data to be larger, processes it, and then shrinks it back down. Okay. So we have an input layer, or we have an input of 32. We pass it through a linear layer to the hidden. That expands it probably then. Do we have 4 hidden layers? Is that what it says here? And then we do ReLU, whatever that is. And through a linear layer to get an output of 32 again. I'm yawning, alright? Don't bully me. I'm just tired. It creates a bottleneck structure where the model has more room, 4 times as much, to think about features internally before compressing the result back to the original size. That's kind of like how our own brains work. I mean, if like someone says something to you, that's a very narrow like piece of information. Like the words themselves don't like contain a lot of data in itself, but when you like process it in your mind, you do engage like parts of your brain that doesn't even like directly refer to the words, and then you need to narrow down the data again to be able to respond, because you can't like convey all your thoughts directly. Like you need to compress it down to whatever language you're using. It is pretty interesting how many similarities there are like between a model like this and our own brains. Ranna dum karakterord dig. Prunsel. What's a prunsel? Prunsel. He's a cool guy. Undertale. Is an eye. It's the meaning of life. With Prunsel there would be no life. Man. People, man. I've never played Undertale, though I have seen some of it. Or maybe half the game. Prunsel is the answer to all questions. Like 42. You played it? Good game. I'm very appreciative of the music. It's not like music I'm listening to regularly. Like, it's been years since I last heard the music. But Toby Fox is a real genius when it comes to making like tunes and stuff like that. I mean, or melodies. They're very unique. It's good, but Deltarune music is very good too. Maybe even better. Because Deltarune. Well, I looked at this game as well. Stone. Added to my wishlist. I don't know if I want to play it, but I thought it funny. It had a very good ratings though. Deltarune. It says Toby Fox here. I was just curious if like he was the sole developer again, or or if you maybe got a team or something to work on it. Deltarune composer. The primary composer of Deltarune is Toby Fox. For specific parts of the soundtrack, he has received assistance. Okay. But it seems he's mostly the guy doing all the stuff. What got you into streaming? I just felt like doing it, to be honest. Like, I felt like doing it for a very long time, but I never did it. And then one day I simply said, I'm gonna do it. And then I did it. And that's it, pretty much. The world revolving. The hammer of... Oh, you're talking about the soundtrack names. You're not talking about games. Okay. Are you streaming as well, Amanda? Or maybe thinking of doing it? Or nah? Maybe it's not something you want to do at all? And I can't look up the soundtracks, Gojo, because then YouTube is gonna come down with a ban hammer and strike my channel, probably. Like, there's a risk of it. If I played the game, it would be no problem, but just playing the soundtracks would probably like trigger some auto mod or something, and yeah, give me a strike. No, I don't stream, but maybe someday. Yeah, I said the same thing for years and years and years. Like, I had a YouTube channel that I uploaded a few videos to, like gameplay videos, back in like 2010, 11, somewhere around there, like really early on. But I had such bad internet, like you wouldn't believe how trash it was. Like, we're talking about like phone line internet. So yeah, I was cooked by like the hardware. I couldn't stream or really upload anything. I couldn't play online basically, so, and all my games I played were like, I couldn't play games and record while online and stream, if that makes sense. Like, my internet was too bad for that. So, but then when I got better like hardware and internet, I just kept pushing it, how do you say, procrastinating about it, until this year, when I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And I finally did. Maybe someday I will buy uranium. Maybe, Gojo, maybe. Or maybe Santa will give it to you this Christmas, as you wish. As previously mentioned, I'm actually a commission-based artist, and since it's Christmas, I can offer you a commission price. I'm sorry, but I do not need art, and I do not have the money to pay for it, even if I did. Thank you for the offer, though. Please no, not the bot stuff again. Like, I'm not sure. I don't think Amanda is a bot. I think they're probably a real person. Like, it's not too crazy to think like there are real people looking for commission work. Though there are a lot of bots, and you can never be sure. Not with AIs like these controlling them. It would feel bad though to simply like, I don't know, treat every person that has their own like hustle going as a bot. I don't trust people, I'm Batman, I live in the shadows. Does Batman live in shadows? I mean, I've never thought of Batman as a sneaky guy. He's like very like extravagant, isn't he? He has like a whole bat symbol that blazes across the sky to signal that he's needed. And I mean, he goes around in a very attention-seeking uniform, and he uses like flashy sport cars and stuff like that, like the Batmobile. I don't know, man. A real human, not AI. You're... I'm what? You're on point, maybe? You're... Oh, you're safe, I see now. I didn't see the ending of the... Okay, yeah, okay. For some reason that didn't show up for me until the next message. Yeah, thank you for being here chatting. You're safe for now. Dun dun dun. Did you see like the... what's it called? Robert Pattinson? Pattinson? Robert Pattinson, right? Pattinson, yeah. Did you see his version of Batman? What's it called? The Batman. This movie. It was pretty good. Like, I wasn't sure when I saw they'd cast like him for the Batman, but the movie was alright. It's very difficult like for an actor such as him to like disassociate himself with like Twilight. I guess he was in Harry Potter as well as Cedric, but he's always gonna be known as the Twilight vampire. Damn, he's a 39. Ooh, he's gonna be in Dune. The Dune movies are good. I do like them. Though the best Batman is probably the Dark Knight, right? The Dark Knight, right? Yeah. This is probably the one. 9.1 out of 10 on IMDb, 94% Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what Letterboxd D is. Google users 92% like this film. Dune is cool. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't like the review system where you have like 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, like numbers like this, because people don't know how to use them. I feel it's much better to simply have like this, like the Google here, where you just have like and dislike. I think Rotten Tomatoes is the same. Wait, can I open hello? Well, I can't open it, but anyways. Ooh. Oh, is the website maybe crashed or something? Well, my point being, people don't know how to use like the rating system. Like 5 is average, neither good or bad. But people don't think of 5 like that. They would rate something that's actually a 5, like a maybe 2 or 1 or 0 if that's possible. And then something that's maybe a 7 or 6, a 10. I feel like it's much more easier for everyone to simply have a like and dislike. Do you like the movie? Alright, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike the movie, alright, give it a thumbs down. I agree, I should choose the ratings and none should question me. Exactly. Exactly. All the ratings should be algorithmically based on your own preference. I mean, that could... Though I guess that's simply recommendations then. But imagine like going to like your ratings website and they have like all the data. So when you like look at the ratings, they all match what you expect them to match. So you're like scrolling through them like, oh yeah, I agree with that, I agree with that, I agree with that, like everyone, every single one. I guess that's how it works with like algorithmic sorting of like recommendations, though you don't see like the actual rating score then, you simply get the recommendation if the score is high enough. I am the Senate. Yeah. Is that a Star Wars reference? That feels like a Star Wars reference. Do you know that scene from Star Wars? Okay, so it's definitely a Star Wars reference. Isn't it that the what's his name? The unlimited power. That guy. What's it called? The guy that somehow came back in the horrific Disney adaptations. Palpatine. Palpatine. It's probably Palpatine. Or is it Palpatine? No, Palpatine. Who cares? Yeah, I am the Senate. Man, Star Wars went to the dumps. I loved Star Wars growing up. Like, in the immediacy of like Disney buying up Lucasfilms, I was like, nice, now we're gonna get some more Star Wars films, because Lucasfilms had obviously like dragged their feet and hadn't like made more Star Wars content. But I don't understand how such a massive corporation can fuck up so badly. Like, Disney has practically like destroyed the IP for me. Like, I'm not excited for new Star Wars stuff. I'm just not. Like, I thought, what's it called? The movie that's like the standalone movie they made. Star Wars standalone movie. Rogue One, right? Rogue One. They should apologize to you in person. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Palpatine, the Senate will decide on that. Palpatine, I am the Senate. I make the rules, everyone else follows. Yeah. That's how it goes. But I did like Rogue One. With Star Wars Disney movies in order. No, they don't even have Rogue One here. Or here, okay. But this is like the chronological order. We want the release order. In release order. So... Well, who cares? Anyways, what was I even supposed to say? I don't remember. I'm so tired. Star Wars: The Rise of the Skywalker. I mean, it's crazy to me that they thought like pivoting the whole series, like the whole like IP was so damn man-coded. There's like no denying that. Like, guys thought Star Wars was cool, and some girls that liked guy stuff thought Star Wars was cool. So I don't understand why they like discard that entirely and go for making it into a girl IP. Like just the decision to do that doesn't make any sense to me. It's almost like criminal negligence. I can't say that word. Negligence. Okay. Rice would be a good plot twist. The Skywalker family has like a rice paddy farm somewhere, and the rice gives you the Force. So suddenly it goes all Dune, and the whole galaxy wants access to the Skywalker rice. Rice is a pretty good crop. It's pretty nice. The rice. The cooking rice is pretty annoying. I don't know. It always takes more like brain power than cooking pasta or potatoes or whatever. You need to be so careful with like your measurements and stuff like that. I wonder if like a rice cooker is actually a good investment for people who eat a lot of rice. I mean, it's a pretty like... seems like a pretty standard appliance for like a lot of Asians who eat a lot of rice. But I don't know if it's like that's a cultural thing, or if it's actually like better. I guess that's kind of like the... what's it called? Oh my god, how do you even say that in English? Like a... Is it called a water cooker? Electric kettle. Kettle is the word. Electric kettle. Like, I was so surprised when going to the US for the first time. And I'm still a bit shocked as to why this isn't like a thing in the US. Like, most people don't have like a electric kettle. Some do, but it's like not a universal like kitchen appliance in the US, like it's in most parts of Europe. And I can't see why people would like use a normal pot to boil water if they have like this space, because it's not like expensive to get a kettle. I don't have one. Really? I don't think I... Well, I do know one guy that doesn't have an electric kettle. But I mean, he doesn't drink tea, he doesn't cook for himself, he does like nothing in the kitchen anyway, so the rest of his appliances are left to collect dust anyways. I mean, it's so convenient. It goes so much faster. But you have a window and a roof. True, and 4 walls, hopefully, and a door. Hopefully a door as well. It would be pretty depressing if you had like everything a house should have, but no door. It could even be pretty scary if it didn't have a door, but it had a wall there instead. Only 3 walls and a hole. And then you hang a door over that hole, obviously. It isn't like a part of the house, but you still hang something there. You do like those cyberpunk bead curtain. You have like those like bead curtains instead of a door. I mean, bead curtains are pretty cool. I'm actually thinking of like having a bead curtain like between 2 of my rooms, because it would like dampen the light a bit without needing like to use the actual door, because like I could hang a door there as well, but I don't want to have like a door in that spot. And you have an RTX 5090. Damn, son. Like you only have the 5090. You don't have like a computer to accompany it. You only have the graphics card, and it's on a display case. It's like in a... You have it like in a display case like this on your counter or something. It's like a 5090 there. Do you want to see a cool thing about animals? Google how a cat works. I think I've seen this. How does a cat work? I think this is an old classical image. Oh, it's also a video with the cat purr engine and all of that. Core emotional systems. Play, lust, pain, frustration, sadness, fear, reward seeking. Affection. Damn, he's got a mouse. Why does this guy look so sad? Inside the mind of a cat. Why did I have to pick this picture? The blue background video one. I don't know if I'm able to watch YouTube videos on stream. I might be able to do that, but I'm gonna have to look this up beforehand. I know like we can do that on Twitch and stuff, but they also have like automatic like VOD muting and stuff like that. It should be no issue, but I don't want to risk it. Not before I've actually looked it up. I have seen the video though, but it was a long time ago. So I practically don't remember it, but I know that I have seen it. Though you should be able to like look at videos on YouTube while you're streaming on YouTube. I can't see a world where that isn't allowed. Like that wouldn't make any sense. Unless that video contains copyrighted music, then I can see they'd be annoyed, but you have to take some risks as well. You can't be too much of a pussy. Too much of a cat. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. What was that? I don't know. Okay. I read this, didn't I? Hands-on building the FFN feed forward network. Okay, we need to create a new class feed forward above your model. Your task: define the class feed forward and then module. So we're gonna do that above model. Guess we're gonna do it here. It's probably a good idea. Class feed forward. Wah. And then dot module. We do screech a lot in it. Ooh, we need to define it as well. And self, probably. Is that all? I don't know. Go join the world. That's when you screech a lot. A lot. I do wonder if like, do you like scream more during like your first years of life, like maybe 1-2 years of life, than like the rest of your life combined? Or no? You say yeah, and I can see that being possible, but man, that's a lot of years. It's a lot of time. I guess it depends also. Some babies are like very quiet. Like they don't say shit. Though for some reason you actually want the baby to scream. At least that's what I've heard, but I don't know. That might be a superstition as well. Like you want to hear the child making noise to make sure it's actually healthy or something. I don't know. Wait, what? You acquired a command block? Please don't spawn a bunch of TNT. Defeated the Ender Dragon. That's not suspicious at all. You probably did that without any cheating, did you? Go to spawn 27 TNT around Anger's base. Man, as long as you don't light the TNT, then that's fine. I can simply destroy them and then have free TNT. Thank you, man. Man, I'm so excited about how Hightail. Will they have Hightail on Steam? They don't have it yet. But do they have like the hightail.com domain maybe? Yeah. Like I was so sure this game was entirely dead. But apparently not. Apparently not. They bought it back from Riot and went back to an earlier build, and they're gonna release it, even though it's probably gonna be pretty broken. They're still gonna release it. And I'm probably gonna play it when it releases. I'm so curious. Ooh, hardware requirements. What do they say here? Minimum targeting 30 FPS at full HD on low preset. Wait, I recommended. You obviously want 60 plus FPS at high preset, obviously. According to streamers, stable frame rate with high quality video capturing, streaming at 1440p. Okay, so minimum requirement. I mean, this is like integrated graphics or dedicated. A 900 series. Damn. Fucking old graphics card here. Georgia invented vertical slabs. Aren't they going to introduce vertical slabs in Minecraft? I think I heard that somewhere. I don't know why or where. Recommend. Okay, so to be able to record and stream and all that, recommended is, well, the 30 series. I do have that. Well, it seems like I won't have any issues, and I mean, looking at the graphics, they aren't like, the graphics aren't like incredible. They're fine, but they're not incredible, so I would be pretty disappointed if they hadn't optimized it well enough to be able, for me to be able to run this game. Mark my words. Potato. Oh, you're going, okay. I'm going to the outer world. Okay, I'll miss you. I'll see you tomorrow, probably. I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow as well. But tomorrow is probably gonna be my last stream before I'm going away for a couple of weeks. Because there's a lot of stuff I need to do before that. Like a lot of stuff. I didn't think there would be so much stuff I needed to do, but a bunch of stuff has come up, and like I need to. There's gonna be some renovations going on, like in my house, while I'm gone probably. So I need to like prepare for that and do some like renovations of my own before like the work crew gets here. And I obviously need to get that done before I go, so that they can come here and do their work while I'm gone. So Gojo joins the world for exactly 25 seconds, completely obliterates Anger's base. Angresk says, Why? Why, man? What did I ever do to you? Man, I've never understood like griefers. Like, I understand that they think it's fun to destroy like other people's stuff. But other than like, I don't know, trolling like your friend by like, I don't know, doing something pretty harmless that's easy to reverse. I've like never understood people who, like in online games or like, let's say Minecraft, goes around and like destroys people's builds just for their own amusement. I've never understood that. There's such an alien perspective. Like they obviously like take pleasure in doing that, otherwise they wouldn't do it. But I just don't see how you feel pleasure from that. It might be just a difference in how like our brains are wired or something. I don't know. What was I doing again? I was trying to do define a self.net using an sequential containing a linear layer expanding from number of embedding dimensions to 4 times number of embedding dimensions. A real activation. What is nn.sequential and what is relu? Feel like we probably need to know that before we continue on. Feels like that's probably important. These are excellent questions. Why does it need to glaze so much? Like, damn, I must be the most glittering cinnamon bun that has ever come out of the oven. There's so much glazing going on, it's crazy. You have identified the exact tools we need to build our thinking layer. Let's break them down. NN sequential. Think of NN sequential as a container or pipeline. Without it, you have to manually pass data through every layer. Okay. With it, you pack the layers into a single box in a specific order. When you call the box, it automatically passes the data through each layer in the sequence for you. Well, that's useful. Very useful. It keeps your cone clean and organized. This is... Okay, so ReLU, rectified linear unit. This is an activation function. It sounds fancy, but the math is incredibly simple. So the function of x is equal to x to the power of 3. So that's an exponential curve. If the input is positive, for example 5, it passes through unchanged 5. It does. With max 0. Oh, it's checking to make sure the values aren't negative, isn't it? If the input is negative, for example -5, it becomes 0. Okay. Why do we need it? If we only use linear layers, so this is a linear layer, no matter how many we stacked, the whole network would still just be one big straight line. We couldn't model curved or complex data. By adding ReLU, we introduce a bend or kink in the pipe. This non-linearity allows the neural network to learn complex patterns, like language. Back to the build. For our feed-forward class, we want to create a sandwich structure inside nn.sequential. So linear layer expand from number of embedding dimensions to 4 times number of embedding dimensions. Or number of embedding dimensions times 4 is probably a clearer way of saying that. Okay, and then reload the activation function. Linear layer projects back from the expansion back down to the actual number of embedding dimensions. The other question based on this, can you try writing the init method for the feedforward class? Hint self.net equals okay, nn.sequential. That's pretty obvious. Though I'm a bit confused if you're gonna hard code like 4 here. I mean that would probably be pretty easy since like this. But there has to be a way of doing like that dynamically. Because we're passing X through... Is it SA heads we need to do multiple feed forwards on, or what is it? Because we're creating the token embedding table and position embedding table. And LM head as a linear layer. And then what was this acronym for? Self-attention. Self-attention heads, a multi-head attention, where we're passing along the number of heads, and all of that head size, and number of embedding dimensions. So we're creating the amount of heads we actually need for in this case, but we might want to create more or less later. And I'm just wondering if we're gonna do like the same with multi-head attention here, or if we're gonna do something else. Because we don't like simply need to do like layer 1, layer 2. No, we'd actually need like a layer. Does it say here? Orgs module. And I mean, multi-head attention here is a module, and head is a module. don't know, what do we call this? Layers? As an int, and I think it said 4, right? We're gonna do 4. 4. Wait, can we append? Can we initialize that and then do self.net.append? Append a given module to the end. Because then we can simply do a for loop. For I in range layers, I think. And then we can do self.net.append a new layer. Gojo joined the world again just to type osteoporosis. Osteoporosis. Osteoporosis, isn't that like when your bones are... Or is that when your bones are becoming brittle? Or is it when your bones are like growing through your tissues? No, that's when they're becoming brittle, I think. Osteoporosis, because porosis sounds like porous, and that's usually something that's very brittle. Osteoporosis is a disease that makes the bone weaker and more fragile. Then what's the word for the... what's the medical term for when you have bone growing throughout your tissues? Isn't there another... Fibrodysplasia of ossificans progressiva. I think that's the one I was thinking about. Fibrodysplasia, ossification progressiva. That's a fate you don't want to suffer. You don't want to suffer that. Though if you like reading books, Gojo, then I can really recommend War Forward. No wait, oh my god. The Iron Prince. I keep forgetting what the Warformed. This is a very, very good book. I do like that one. Especially if you like science fiction with a lit RPG twist, though it's not like actual lit RPG. Gojo rebuilt Angraska Space and put a TNT that has a 5-minute timer on it. And I'm closing down the server. Nah, you've gone too far, man. You don't touch my stuff with TNT. Nah, man. I don't fuck with griefers. Gojo built a giant statue of Gojo at spawn. Well, Angrask wiped the last hour of memory of the server. Huh? All your tomfoolery has been undone. Reality can be whatever I want. I have the reality stone. Gojo successfully changed the server password and made it inaccessible to close it for Angrask. No. No. Where was I? Oh, I was about to append a new multi-attention, I think. We don't want to append a class though. I think we need to actually create or initialize a new. So let's call it something. SA heads equals multi-head attention. And we want to pass along the... Wait, do we want to pass along all of this? This is getting confusing. So all of that. And then we want to do we have... I think we can copy this one simply and then place that there. Oh, when we save it automatically, okay. And then we append SA heads. Gojo disagreed with Angrask's view and made a base out of gold, diamonds, and netherite blocks. Gold diamonds? Gold diamonds? It would be pretty cool if, like, you could find diamonds that looked like they were made of gold. It would be pretty cool. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. But I'm gonna paste it and see what it says. No, don't change the name. Asparagus and Friends. Are you Asparagus? It seems you have like more mod control over the server than I do at this point. So you must be Asparagus. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to call you Asparagus from now on. So Asparagus changed the server name to Asparagus and Friends. It looks like we got our wires crossed a bit. You're trying to put attention layers inside of feed forward class. Attention is for communication, tokens talking to each other. Feed forward is for thinking, tokens processing information individually. Oh. The feed forward network doesn't use attention at all. It is... This is just a simple sandwich of 3 specific layers. The feed forward sandwich. We want self.net to be a container and then .sequential holding exactly these 3 layers in this order. Linear, expanded data, input and embed output. Okay. Relu, add dekink or non-linearity. Linear, compress the data back. Hands-on, fix the class. Let's try defining the init again. Remove the layers loop. Okay, I guess we can remove all of that since I was way off base with this one. I did not understand the objective, it seems like. Luckily I didn't destroy everything, I simply copied and pasted some stuff. I didn't actually delete things. I don't think. How did you know asparagus? Interesting. Man. Who's that guy? Who are you? Due to how my like chat window works, it looks like you're an entirely different user, because now it doesn't register like you're a like you don't have like the little VIP rhombus any longer or anything, and even your like color is different. Hello, I'm Gorgeous Evil Twin. I have a plan to destroy the whole world with asparagus. You do that, man. You do that. I'm just not gonna eat it. Oh, right. Of course, we need to do the classic super in it. Can't forget that one. What else? So it wants number of embedding dimensions as well. EMDB. Embedding dimensions. There we go. Okay, so self-net equals nn dot sequential, and inside of here the linear layer. Oh, now we also have a forward method, and the forward needs self and x, and all it does is return self-net x. That's all it does. I must leave, remember me. No. 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 I will flush the memory of asparagus from my brain. I will retrain my brain on something else. Hello, Gojo. Or are you still Gojo? How do I know that you're not another user that simply stole Gojo's username while he was looking elsewhere? Well, that's the question, isn't it? Did you see my evil twin? How do I know that you're not the evil twin? What happened to my boy Asparagus? Man, we were getting along so well. You give him my regards when you see him next time. I can send you a Discord message. I know it's you, Gojo. I'm just messing around. Asparagus died of unknown circumstances. You mean you ate him? You mean you ate him? I don't really understand what the layer 1 is. Layer 1, layer 2 and layer 3 actually are. Like, are these layers something we've already created and now need to be moved to the feed forward method? Or feed forward last method? Or is this an entirely new creation? You can only respawn in 14 days when you two will let me change my username again. Imagine if like you change your username again, or like you changed it and then you can change it back, so you get stuck as asparagus for 2 weeks, and then someone else like took your username. Ooh, more glazing. That is a fantastic clarifying question. It is completely normal to wonder if we are moving old furniture or buying new furniture. To answer you directly, these are entirely new creations. Okay. Well, that's good that we clarified that. We're building a brand new component called the Feed Forward Network, FFN. It doesn't exist anywhere in your code yet. The thinking sandwich. We call them layer 1, 2 and 3 just to describe the order they go inside the NN sequential container. Here is exactly what you need to create inside that list. Layer 1, the expansion. An NN linear layer. Input and a number of embedding dimensions and out 4 times that. It expands the features to think about them. Layer 2, the activation and NN.real layer. It adds the non-linearity, the kink in the pipe. Layer 3, the projection adds another NN.linear layer. Okay, put like that, it's pretty easy to create, I'm guessing. So we can simply do layer 1 and do NN.linear. And we want the input to be number of embedding dimensions and the output to be number of embedding dimensions times 4. I feel like it's easier to do the math that way. And do we need to maybe do something else? That would be pretty sad. I would probably track where they live, break in, threaten them to change the username, then take money back. I will violate it. Man, you can't type that. Though, what even is the Geneva Convention? Ooh, oh, I had exactly 1,000 words. What even is that? Geneva Even though I know you're joking. It's a series of international treaties. Oh, so it's for protecting civilians, prisoners of war, and wounded soldiers. Yeah, then you can definitely not say that. Do we do layer 2 then? But it's still complaining. Why is it complaining? Don't be smug, man. Wait. I didn't mean to do that. Wait a moment. No, what happened? Hopefully that was simply temporary. Hopefully. Please tell me that wasn't permanent. I don't even know if like you can even see the stream any longer. I need to go to YouTube Studio. I need to figure this out straight away to make sure that I didn't actually permaban you for that. Because I did not actually ban you. I press time now. Maybe you can't time out someone on YouTube and you ban them instead. That would be annoying. How do you... Okay, you're back. Okay, you're back. Someone on YouTube. I'm back. You're free. Okay, so... Okay, that's good. Okay, because for me, I timed you out for a minute. 1, for the meme, and 2, to see that it actually worked, and 3, because you were smug. Because you were smug, man. You can't be smug about it. But it said, for me, that you were banned when I timed you out. It was like, wait, no. I didn't mean to ban him. Wait. I simply meant to give him a light slap on the wrist. Please type something again so that I know that you're actually... Okay. Yeah, you're back. Okay. Thank God. And you wrote on Discord, bro, I'm in a stream but I can't talk. Why me? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. That is a question, isn't it? I do feel like it's probably broken all the time. Like by various countries. But that's war for you, I guess. It ain't pretty. A smooth criminal. Man, I haven't listened to Michael Jackson in so long. He was such a legend. Okay, something is wrong here, but I don't see what. Are we supposed to simply create it like this? Oh, okay. That's, I guess, one way to do it. Reload. And here we want it to be... Do we need to specify anything here? Probably not. And then not linear, we want it to be number of embedding dimensions times 4 as input and number of embedding dimensions as the comma as the output. What do you mean by that? Your last message. Don't gaslight me. Okay, so you're simply messing around, okay. I'm too tired for this shit, man. I'm too tired. I'm too tired. Man. Ooh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. Aha, aha, aha. There we go. Was he being gaslighting? What's he talking about? Man, you're such a gaslighter. You do know what... Yeah, you do. You're just messing with me. Man. I can't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I can't, man. Why? Oh, I'll be right back. I've drunk too much tea today. Hello, 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 hello. I'm doing Drager speak. Oh. Is this? This has to be everything we need. Hopefully. Hopefully. Let's see what it says. All right. I'm so tired I could eat a horse comes close. Come on, finish that sentence. I do wonder if I've ever eaten horse unknowingly. I mean, there's probably nothing like wrong with the meat. It just feels wrong somehow to eat a horse. But there's probably like nothing inherently bad about it. Better not. I mean, people have eaten horse meat like forever. I think like if you had like a horse on a farmstead or something, and I don't know, the horse hurt itself or something, like you had to take care of it. I don't think like you let the meat spoil, I think you ate it. And I think that's actually like the normal thing to do. It's just that like as we've like moved away from using like horses as work animals and seeing them more as pets or companions, we've, I don't know, like made a conscious decision not to do it. I don't know. That's just my theory on why that is. I guess we could do a simple Google search. Is eating horse meat actually bad for you, or is it a social stigma? Eating horse meat is not inherently bad for you. In many cultures, it's considered a healthy and lean alternative to other meats. The stigma is largely social, stemming from the perception of horses as companions rather than livestock. Okay. And potential health concerns are specific to issues like mislabeled meat or the presence of certain drugs that were given to horses and not intended for human consumption. Yeah, but those drugs were obviously not like ever used on horses back in the day, like when they were used as work animals. These are like newer inventions. But I can see that becoming an issue in today's society. Okay. Spot on. You have correctly built the feed-forward network. Now we have both essential ingredients for a transformer block. Multi-attention, communication, tokens gather information from each other, and then feed-forward computation. Tokens think about that information individually. Oh, okay. Have a good night, Gojo. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Hopefully. Otherwise, you have a good few weeks, if that doesn't happen. And I'll see you back for some Silk Song whenever I get back. Integrating the thinking layer. Now let's plug this into your main model to see if it helps the performance. We want the tokens to look at each other and then think about what they saw. Your task: update diagram language model in master file py. In init, initialize the new layer. So here, we're gonna do a self.forward equals feed forward, number of embedding dimensions set to number of embedding dimensions. All right. Wait, we're in the completely wrong. I'm stupid. We're supposed to be in the diagram model. Inside of the init here. And in the forward, pass the output of attention into this new layer. Current x equals self.sa head x. We do that here. And instead we're gonna do self.sa head x and then self.forward x. So we're still gonna have that line, but we're gonna do pass it along through the forward method afterwards. Okay. So we're gonna basically pass the token embeddings and position embeddings, like the answer we get from passing IDX through that, like the combined token data and their position. You're gonna pass that through all the heads, and the heads are gonna look at those at that data and memorize it, and then we're gonna pass the data through the forward method, and here it's gonna do some calculations on it or computation on it. So here's gonna memorize stuff, and then it's gonna actually think about it. That's my understanding as of now. Go ahead and make those changes and then run the script. We're looking for the loss to hopefully drop a little more or stay stable low, confirming that the thinking layer is working correctly without crashing. Okay, let's do another run. Ooh, that's a huge drop. Damn, after 1000 steps. Though it seems to struggle to go lower. So that's not such a big deal, probably. I don't know. Ooh, it did get a little bit lower though. Alright. Ooh. We are building a brain, or building a brain, or building a brain, or... So it's still getting stuck, but we did get... Wait, a test. Is that... A test. We are building a brain. Is that actually... Oh, a test. We are building a brain. And this is the only period here, so it's not surprising that it's getting stuck after that. Like, it's a bit confused because, like, there's nothing after here. There's only, like, it only knows that after period it's this text, and then there's a period here. So it's probably, like, confusing itself with, like, okay, what comes next? We can't do hello, because that doesn't come afterwards, probably. I'm just guessing, but... That might be like the actual reason as to why it gets stuck here afterwards. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, but we actually need to paste this result to it as well. So... That is a solid run. The loss is hovering around 0.13 and the text output shows the model is completely confident in its memorization patterns or building a brain. Topic 36. Going deeper. The transformer block. Right now your model is a bit shallow. It has communication, one layer of multi-head attention, computation, one layer of feed forward. But deep learning is all about, well, depth. We want to stack these layers on top of each other to create a deep network. To do this effectively, we group the attention and feed forward layers into a single reusable unit called a block. Okay, so we have self-attention layer and feed forward layers, and this is one block then. And then we can stack the blocks after each other, probably. Or above and below each other, I don't know. Think of a block as one floor of a skyscraper. The conference room, the attention layer where the tokens talk, and the offices, the feed-forward layer where tokens work. If we build a block class, we can easily stack 4, 6, or maybe even 12 floors on top of each other. Okay. Hands-on defining the block. We need to create a new class, block.n.module above your main model. Your task: define the class block and its init method. It needs to take number of embedding dimensions and number of heads as arguments and create 2 attributes. I guess here then, class block and then dot module. So we define a init with at least self reference, and then we do the classical super init, obviously. And then what? Then what? It needs to take number of embedding dimensions and number of heads. I guess we can simply do that. Number of embedding dimensions and number of heads. Then we're gonna set self.self-attention. Bit confusing, but sure. And here we're gonna create the multi-head attention layer. I guess we can simply copy that from here, because that should be the same. A multi-head attention with number of embeddings as the input, the head size. Wait, no. Yeah, this is the input and output. Or wait, no. I've forgotten how we set that up actually. So we're creating heads and we're appending. So we're creating a number of embeddings and head size. And we can see head here. Okay, so the input is number of embedding dimensions and the output is head size. Yeah. Because then we're gonna concatenate them together, right? That's the reason why. That's the reason why, okay. Oh yeah, so that's what we're doing, obviously. Number of embedding dimensions divided by number of heads. Basically. And then we're setting the number of heads to the number of heads here to have that variable then inside of the multi-head attention class. That should be correct, I think. And then we're doing the self.forward, and that should feed forward layer. We will probably copy this here. Oh. Is my guess. And then what? Then what? Is that everything in the init method? Let's give it the block class and see what it says. Developing the block structure, implementing the forward pass, connecting the layers sequentially. Okay, spot on. You have the blueprint for the block perfectly set up. Now let's connect the pipes. Your task, implementing the forward self-x method for the block class. So define forward, oh yeah, self and x. So for now, let's just chain them together sequentially. So pass x into the attention layer self.sa and pass that result into the feed forward layer. I mean, we could probably do it in one line, but let's do x equals self.sax and then x equals self.forward x and then return x. my best guess though. Because that should actually pass it along through everything in that block. Yeah, the basic sequential flow. Now we need to make 2 critical upgrades to this block to make it deep learning ready. Without these, stacking many blocks on top of each other would make the network impossible to train. The vanishing gradient problem. Okay, so that's a known issue, I'm guessing. The optimization highway, residual connections. Right now, your data is transformed at every step. X equals attention, where X passes through the attention, which becomes X new, which passes through the feed forward, which becomes X final. If the attention layer does a bad job, the original information is lost forever. To fix this, we create a residual connection, or skip connection. We take the original X, bypass the calculation, and add it to the result. So X will be equal to X plus attention X. This allows the gradient to flow straight through the network during training like a super highway. I see. Well, I think I understand why that would work. The stability check, layer normalization. Because if this gets trained incorrectly, or it's the data we get back from this is very poor, I'm guessing, then we still have the original data with us at all times. So it's easier to without this addition, you'd dilute the data too much over time. Or there's a risk of it. If the network trained itself perfectly, then maybe that's not a risk, but this mitigates that risk probably. At least that's my understanding. So the stability check, layer normalization. As data flows through deep layers, the numbers can get too big or too small. Layer normalization n_layer norm ensures the features always have a mean of 0 and a variance of 1. It stabilizes the training. So between -0.5 and +0.5, right? In modern GPT models like GPT-2-3, we apply the norm before the layer and add the residual after. Okay, so we apply the norm on the X and then pass it through the attention instead of doing it afterwards. Okay. I feel like these images aren't very useful. They seem too generalized. We need to update your block class. Your task in init. Define 2 layer norm layers, self ln1 and self ln2. Use nn layer norm, number of embedding dimensions. Okay, so self.ln1 equals nn.layer norm with number of embedding dimensions. Normalized shape, okay. And self.ln2 equals nn.layer norm number of embedding dimensions. And then forward update the flow to use the pre-norm formulation shown in the equations above. So we could simply do self.ln1 x like so. And then self dot ln2 ln2x. Or are we supposed to... Are we supposed to pass them both through ln1 and ln2? Nah, it has to be like this. I'm guessing. It's just a theory though. You're so close, okay. Your init is perfect, you have your attention, feed forward and 2 lane norms ready to go. However, in your forward method you successfully applied the normalization, but you forgot the residual connection. Oh, right. X plus. X plus. This replaces the old information in X with the new attention result. We want to add the new result to the old one so the grain can flow through. Can you update your forward method? Yeah. That is perfect. You have correctly implemented the residual connections, the X plus dot 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 and layer normalizations ln1 and ln2. This block is now stable, self-contained unit of deep learning logic. Now we are, oh, so topic 37, the final assembly. I feel like we have had a bunch of final assemblies here, but sure, whatever. Now we are ready to build the skyscraper. Instead of just having one layer of attention and one layer of feed forward, we can stack multiple copies of your block class. We also need to add one final layer norm at the very end of this stack. This cleans up the features one last time before they go to the final decoder. Okay. Update diagram language model in master file. Init. Delete self-SA heads and self.forward. We don't need these separate parts anymore. So self-SA heads and forward. These are boop, 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 gone, gone, gone. Bye bye. And okay, so we can have these can remain red and angry for a while we're creating self blocks using an unsequential. What I'm gonna, so self dot blocks equals nn dot sequential and block and number of embedding dimensions equals number of embedding dimensions and number of heads equals number of heads. And we want to do that 3 times. So we have 3 blocks. Add one layer norm, number of invention. Oh, okay. So nn dot layer norm, number of embedding dimensions. We probably don't need to specify that here. Oh. Or wait, what? Oh, there we are. I was like, why isn't this working? But yeah. That shouldn't be there though, should it? It should? Because it's adding that when I save. I didn't think you need that one. Maybe you don't need it, but it's fine to have it there as well. Okay, in forward, replace the old attention feed forward lines with self exit. Okay. So we don't need both of those because that's gonna do it's gonna do that on its own. So self.blocks x. So that x is gonna go through the first block, which has the feed forward and multi-head. So it's gonna look at all of the token content and position, and it's gonna do some calculations on that or thinking on that, and then it's gonna do some normalization on that, and then after that it's gonna do it again, and then again, those two steps, and then it's gonna normalize it in the end before it's returned. Okay. Here is the visual of what we are building. Input, block, 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 play and norm output. I mean, this isn't really helping this image, I don't know. But I guess we're gonna copy the whole model. Like so. The water is almost all drunk. I have a pretty big bottle as well. I probably spoken too much. I feel my throat's getting a bit sore. I need moisture. I need water. I don't want to go and get it though. Struggles. That code looks solid. You have successfully assembled the full transformer architecture. Input, embeddings, 3 blocks, final norm, output. This is effectively a mini GPT. It has all the same components as the models powering ChatGPT, just smaller. The final test. Go ahead and run the script. Since we are still on the tiny Hello AI World dataset, we expect the model to continue perfectly memorizing the text. The important thing we are checking is for stability. Does the deep network train without crashing or getting worse? Okay, we're getting into the end game here. Let's hope it doesn't crash. Yeah, the 1000 steps do take longer now since we're doing a lot more calculations. And I can even hear my PC, like the fans spinning up. It's definitely getting some workout. Quite a workout. Seems like 0.11 is the lowest value we have as of yet. Though Gemini did assume we'd have a loss of 0.1 to 0.15. So I guess this is actually in that range pretty perfectly. So I guess it comes down to how well it will replicate the actual data text now. I hope it does a better job. I sincerely hope that, because it definitely takes longer to train now. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Damn it. It isn't worse, it's just stuck. Building a brain, building a brain, building a brain. Is that because we have no we have too low a temperature? Because building a brain, building a brain, building a brain. We are a brain. So due to there being two spots where an A comes after a space, because there are also two T's that comes after a space, but this is a capitalized T and this is a lowercase t. And I think we don't convert it all to lower case, do we? Like capitalized T and lowercase t are different tokens in the vocabulary. Because the only thing we're doing is setting it to a set to get rid of duplicates, and then converting that to a sorted list. Yeah. That's all we're doing. So A is the most likely thing to come after an empty space. And space should be the first. It's probably like the first thing like we're inputting. So it makes sense that A comes afterwards. And then it's a coin flip, I'm guessing, on whether it's going to be a test or a brain, depending on how it's trained. And in this case, it chose to go with a brain. And it's probably thinking that this is close by a brain, so it simply starts repeating this text instead of actually giving us all of that. This is at least my understanding of what's going on. I don't know if I'm correct. It feels logical. Okay, so that is a complete victory. Your deep learning transformer network is running perfectly stable. So loss 0.12, it has effectively memorized the text. Output, building a brain. The parrot problem, you might be thinking, we built this massive brain and all it can do is repeat the same phrase. This is actually the expected behavior. We have a powerful model, high capacity, training on a tiny dataset, low information. It's like using a supercomputer to memorize a grocery list. It doesn't need to learn grammar or creativity. It just memorizes the exact sequence. To make it write poetry, we need to feed it a book. But before we load the Shakespeare dataset, we have a small engineering problem. Our settings, batch size, number of embedding dimensions, and learning rate are scattered all over the script. We want to scale up. If we want to scale up, we need a control panel. And that's definitely a good idea. Definitely. And I feel like after we've actually done that, we should also pass the script through Gemini as well and have it add comments to all the steps, like, or all the classes and stuff like that, so we can easier like remember what everything is doing, because it's a lot of stuff to like keep memorized. And I do want to have like some guidance on when I get back after my trip as well, to not feel completely lost. But that's gonna have to wait for another day, I think. I'm very tired. Even though I locked in a bit at the end here and actually got some code written. And we actually got the transformer up and running, which is impressive in and of itself. I feel like we also need to create some better tokenization system. Like some byte pair encoding or something. Because that was like the first step with ChatGPT. It was all, you know, that byte pair encoding before we even touched the neural network part. And here we go in like the complete opposite way. We have very basic tokenization. And then we built the whole transformer brain basically. And so the next step is to create the control center. And then perhaps some tokenizations. I don't know. We'll see what Gemini has in store for us. And also give it some more data. We do have a data set here, I think. No, not this one. Data.txt, which is pretty big. Though it doesn't seem like that, but it's actually a bunch of text. A story about a rock. Very fascinating. So that we might want to train it on that instead of this text as well. Maybe. Though that's for later. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, then you know exactly what to do. Oh, yeah. Please take care, and I'll see you hopefully in the next one tomorrow, Friday. Hopefully. Godspeed. Cheers.